Hey everybody, this is Kim Stevens, your community leader for the Women of the Channel Leadership Network. Welcome to a very special WOW session. Joining me today is Elisa Esposito, who is with Konica Minolta. She is the Director of Marketing Programs and Channel Marketing. Elisa, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Where did you grow up and where do you live now?
Okay, so I grew up in Somerville and Reddington, New Jersey. So that is probably, I would say, Hunterdon County, if anyone's familiar with New Jersey. And I now currently live in Flemington, New Jersey, which is also Hunterdon County. So 5 miles from where my parents reside.
What is a little known fact about you?
I'm pretty much a tomboy. I'm not a girly girl for sure. And I do like to ride motorcycles. I like anything with a motor, believe it or not. And I really enjoy going out for rides on my husband's Harley.
You're at Konica Minolta, you're running marketing programs, you're running the channel marketing programs. Just give us a lowdown of how you got to where you are now.
It's an interesting journey, right?
Yeah.
So prior to that, I was with a competitor for just a little over 19 years. Had a lot of experience there, great experience, great company. And it just happened that I was sought after and had some conversations and then became a part of the Konica Minolta family. And what was really interesting was there was levels of this position that I would say I've done, but to what degree. Channel marketing was always in my heart, and I've always done a lot of channel and field marketing and, marketing promotions as well. But now it's really gotten into a much deeper level. So it's awesome. It's, we're all learning together. We're doing a really good job, and I love it. It's pretty cool.
Are there things that you do to differentiate yourself?
I've always differentiated myself because when I first started in graphic design, everyone was, just designing and just however it came out, it came out. And back then it was really critical to design properly for printing, the printing environment, right, for offset printing. And I took it a step differently. I decided that I was not only going to learn about designing, but I wanted to also understand the printing aspect of it so that I could design better, so that I could make sure that when my designs went to a print house, that it was actually going to work and I wasn't going to get 100 phone calls back on fixing files. And so that kind of started my journey where I thought, when you're going to get into something, try to understand every aspect of it if you can. Can't be an expert in everything, but having a background knowledge to any industry that you go into, you'll always find those that are leaders or do really well, have a nice rounded experience. And that was something that was very critical for me to do. And that was to become very well-rounded in understanding, from sales perspective, field perspective, technology, creativity, and not just come to the table with just an analytical brain, but to kind of pull it all together. And that's what I've done to the point where I'm able to understand other departments and how they work and how do I tie it all together? How do I make something successful? And I think that's critical for anyone in any field that they go into, is try to be very well-rounded.
But to become well-rounded, is it a matter of just asking a lot of questions and not being afraid to ask or just observing? Like, I know it sounds like such an obvious question, but I think a lot of people are afraid to ask, right?
They are. I noticed that in a lot of meetings, a lot of people are afraid because then they'll be tagged that person. Oh, here she goes again, or here he goes again. I definitely ask. I still ask a lot of questions. I probably annoy people, but I don't do it to be annoying. I do it to really understand the why and make sure that I completely get it so that I can then somehow facilitate the message across better or give the direction better or make sure even our customers understand, especially when it comes to products.
Yeah.
Not everyone really understands what they're marketing. And so I'm okay being annoying with the questions. Learning printing, I literally stopped working in an advertising agency to go work at a print shop so that I could understand how they did, how they created plates and how did they put it on the press and how did the press run? And that made a difference, even typesetting. I mean, I'm really dating myself right now, but that's old school, but yet it's formed me into being able to do everything that I can and really understanding the background.
Now you're in this leadership position. Did you always know that you wanted to be a leader?
Oh, yes.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did. Even as a child, I was always the one that planned everything. Even like, when we played football, like, or, kickball in the streets. Does anyone do that anymore? I don't know, but I did. And I loved, softball. I was the pitcher. And then, when we played kickball, I was always the one that, I was the one in the middle kicking
the aggressor.
Yeah, I was an aggressive kid. Remember, I was a tomboy. So my sisters were not. They were very ladylike. And my dad said, boy, I wanted a boy. And he tried. So I blame him. But I always knew that I wanted to lead. And I always felt that I was capable of pulling people together.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt that as long as I remained kind, show them some empathy, but also guide them properly. That was always my number one concern as a leader, because I did not want to do what I didn't like, whatever happened to me that may have made me feel bad. I never wanted to do that to whoever I was, report it to me. And so I feel that I can continue to lead and will probably never stop. I do at home too, by the way, just so you know. Whether my husband and kids like it, I still do it.
Yeah. Just let me do my thing, people, and everybody will be fine.
You'll be fine. Right. Exactly.
Have you had a moment to just sort of reflect on what you've done so far? And is there something that just stands out as something that you're just really proud of?
When I've done in my past, like some campaigns or some logos or something that I've designed that did really well, I mean, I was always proud of that, right? But I think the proudest moment is actually when I came here at Konica Minolta and I inherited a group, and by just shifting direction and shifting processes and really working together as a team and allowing them to feel like I'm no different than them. We're together, and you could treat me just as I am because and feel comfortable. I have to say they are rock stars now. Mm-hmm. And the proudest time that I had was the first time someone here came to me and said, I just have to let you know, your team's really doing a really good job. And it's happened multiple times. And that's when I was like, oh my God, I wanted to cry, because I was just like, that's fantastic. And I would tell them that all the time. I'm like, it's, you did it. You actually did it. You are capable of doing it. A little realigning within the team, no problem. I would say that's the proudest so far.
If I were to go back when I first started out, what's something I know now, or what's something you know now that, geez, don't you wish you knew back then? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
That not everybody will like you. It doesn't mean because you're not a likable person. It simply means that what I've learned, because I don't do this, so I didn't understand it. It took me a while to understand when people say, well, you threaten them or you scare them or you're stronger than them. And I just really never understood what that meant, because I've always been a strong person and a strong personality. I didn't quite get it. And it's funny, I had a friend say to me, when people unshackle you, you do great things. And I would say that I held back and let the shackles stay on.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand that, again, not everybody will like you. And not because you're not likable, more because you're a threat. I wish I'd known that sooner. I probably wouldn't have let certain things affect me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
hold me back and not allow me to grow sooner than later.
Yeah, because you pick up on vibes that they're giving you, comments, they're giving you looks, whatever it is.
Right. Right.
And you become a little bit smaller each time, right? And you kind of hold back. I like the word shackles. I think that's so great.
Yeah.
And then, but what that does is just it stifles your gift that you have been given and meant to give to the world, right? So you just have to, not everybody's gonna like you, and that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still to this day, I know that logically.
So do
Sometimes I need a good reminder. It's okay.
But we all do. I do the same
thing.
I do the same thing. I've even had where people might think you're showing off or you're doing this, and it's like, no, that you don't understand. I'm not. This is me. I feel stifled if I can't express it. And I don't know, maybe you call that my Sicilian background. I don't know. We use our hands, we talk a lot. I don't know.
It's just you. It's like you're made, you are made perfectly the way you are. Like you're supposed to be that, like,
yeah,
for a reason. And
but everybody is made a certain way. And I think
exactly.
That's the thing, it's find what makes that person happy. And when they're happy, they're going to do really good things. If they're unhappy, something's wrong somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's great advice. I love that. Well, I knew I would be blessed by this conversation. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I would encourage you guys, we're doing this Leap of Faith series, and Elisa was on a panel, first time we had done that. And I will be sharing her story on the community as well. So carve out some time, it'll be worth it. It will be a blessing. So thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. All right, you guys, listen, I know you're going to be blessed by this. Would you give Elisa a shout out? Let her know that you really appreciate what she has shared. And again, don't let what other people think rain on your parade. Just be who you are. You are made that way for a reason, and just go shine. All right, we will see you guys on the next WOW session. You guys take care.